Hello, mathematicians. So today, what we're going to be looking at is how we can use composite area to analyze blueprints. This is lesson 7.3. We're going to be looking at how we use our knowledge of composite area and area in general to analyze some blueprints, look at cost, and decide which offer on a house would be a better deal for us. So this is some ways that we can use that in real life. If you are not up to speed with composite area or with area in general, I would strongly recommend you go back and look at the playlist for lessons 7.1 and 7.2. Go back, rewatch those videos, take some notes, guys, so that you know what you're doing here in lesson 7.3 and for your assignment 7.3. So, if you're ready, let's start with our objective. I can explore how area calculations can be used in the real world, such as for analyzing blueprints. So, we're going to be doing this through an activity called Funky Houses. You're shopping for a new house. The two houses shown here are your finalists, but you need to replace the floors in each house. Your task is to choose the house that will be the best deal after you replace all of the floors. You plan to install new carpet in each bedroom and living room. You will also install new tiles in each kitchen and bathroom. Remember, show all work on a separate sheet and attach that on this assignment. Assume all polygons are regular. So here's a key piece of information that you're going to use. In our blueprints, you're going to see some polygons, you're going to see shapes. They are regular. Remember that regular means that all sides are congruent and all angles are congruent. So all of the sides in our shapes are going to be congruent. Keep that in mind. Now let's take a look at what it says down here. Carpet is $1.34 per square foot and $4.40 per square meter. Tile is $2.87 per square foot and $9.42 per square meter. So notice that the prices change depending on whether you're using tile or whether you're using carpet. And it also changes depending on whether you use square feet or square meter. So keep that in mind in this activity. These prices are different if you're using square feet or square meter. So let's highlight this information so we know what we have here. So carpet and tile, we're going to be replacing the floors here, and our options are carpet and tile. So how do we know that which room is carpet, which room is tile? Well, it tells us up here. We plan to install new carpet in each bedroom and living room. So we know that in our bedrooms and living rooms, we're going to have carpet. It also tells us that we're going to install new tiles in each kitchen and bathroom. So we have that too. All right. So let's take a look at what a problem would look like on your activity Funky Houses. Here's an example. This is house number 5. I'm not going to use an example straight from your assignment. You're on your own there. But I'm going to use something very similar to show you guys how you would solve this, what's the best method, what's the best way, and what you need to do. So, since I have my blueprint here, I have my diagram here. Remember that the first step, the first thing that I can always do here is to start by identifying what shapes do I have in my figuring, in my blueprint in this case. So let's highlight them. I'm going to start with my shape up here. Now this is a polygon. Remember that I said all polygons are regular, so it's a regular polygon. And because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, this must be a pentagon. So I have a pentagon here. Let's look at what other shapes we have. I see that I have a square here as well. That's going to be my living room. And I also have 2 triangles. I have a triangle here, and I have a triangle here. So I've got 4 shapes in total. I've got 1 pentagon, 1 square, and 2 triangles. So now that I've identified each different shape, now I need to find the area of each shape. So I'm going to start with the pentagon. So I'm going to put A for area, pentagon. And I need to remember my formula for area of a pentagon. So if you don't remember, we have that cheat sheet in our Google Classroom. You can also go back to the videos and get the formulas from there. But the area for a regular pentagon is the opossum times side length times the number of sides, A times S times N divided by 2. So there's 3 things that I need to find to use this formula. I need to find my opossum, I need to find the side length of my regular polygon, and I need to find the number of sides for my regular polygon. So let's look at our pentagon and let's see what we can find. So remember that the opossum is a line that goes from the center of a shape to the side and is perpendicular to the side. And look, we have our opossum right there, which is 7.6 meters. So I'm going to write that down here so that I have that safe. The opossum is 7.6 meters. Now I need the side length, and if I look around my pentagon, I see I have 11 meters up here. So that must be my side length. So I'm going to put 11 here for the side length. Now n is the number of sides. So we've counted, we know it's a pentagon. Penta means 5. So now that I have the opossum side length and number of sides, I can plug those into my formula. So I'm going to have first 7.6, that's my opossum. I'll put that in parentheses because I know I'm going to be multiplying these, times the side length, which is 11, times the number of sides, which is 5. And all of that divided by 2. So now I'm going to go in my calculator and calculate the area of my pentagon. So here's my calculator. I'm going to put in parentheses 7.6 parentheses 11 parentheses 5. And I know that that means I'm going to be multiplying these 3 together, then divided by 2. If I put enter, that gives me 209. So the area of our regular pentagon is 209. All of our measurements here are in meters, so this would make it meters squared. So now we got the area of our pentagon. Let's continue with the area of the square. So I'm going to put a square, area of the square equals. Now area of a square is base times height. So there are 2 things that I need here, base and height. But I also know that in a square, all the sides are congruent. This side, this side, this side, and this side are all congruent. So the base and the height should be the same number. So what is the base and height? Well, remember the side length up here was 11? Which means all of these are 11. Which means that this must be 11. And this must be 11. And every other side here must also be 11. So our base and height are 11 meters. So I have 11 and 11. Now I plug that into my formula. Parentheses 11, parentheses 11. I know that I'm multiplying these, and 11 times 11 is equal to 121. And again, units for area is meters squared. So finally, we have the last shape, which is the triangle. So I'm going to put a area of triangle. And I know that the formula for the area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. Now I know my base is 11 because that's here. And I look at my height. Now, be real careful here. Look at this height. Look at this line. Does this line go all the way up to the vertex? We're missing this section, right? We don't know what this part is. So honestly, there's no way to find that either. So this is not the height. But remember, a line that goes from the center of the shape to a side is the opossum. So this is actually an opossum for the triangle. That 3.2 here is the opossum. So because this is our opossum, we can't use this formula. We can't use base times height divided by 2. So let's erase that. Instead, we're going to have to use the formula for area of a regular polygon, A times S times N. Opossum times side length times number of sides divided by 2. We're going to have to use this formula again, which is fine. There's no problem there because we know how to use it already. So we're going to find the opossum first, which we know is 3.2. So we'll write that in here. We need to find the side length, and we know that because that's 11. And the number of sides. A triangle, we have 3 sides. So here n is 3. Now we plug that into our formula. We have parentheses 3.2, and again parentheses because I'm going to be multiplying these, times 11 times 3 divided by 2. So now we're going to go to our calculator. We're going to plug this in to see what we get here. So I'm going to press divide first to get my fraction, or you can do that at the end. Doesn't matter. I'm going to put parentheses 3.2 times 3.2 times 11 times 3 divided by 2. So 2 on the bottom, that gives me 52.8, sorry. So 52.8 meters squared. Now be careful here, because this is for one triangle. Remember that I have 2 triangles. So I'm just going to write here a little note, AT2, to remind me that there's 2 triangles. So I'll write 52.8 meters squared again. All right. So I have all of my areas for all of my shapes. So now I can start filling out these blanks over here. So the total area, if I want to find the total area, then all I have to do is add the areas that I found, add them together. So let's do that. 209 plus 121 plus 52.8 plus 52.8 again, because I had 2 triangles. That gives me 435.6. 435.6, and that's meters squared. So my house has a total area of 435.6 meters squared. Now we need to find the carpet area. So again, if you forgot where the carpet is at, let's go back to the instructions. So let's read. You plan to install new carpet in each bedroom and living room. So in our bedroom and our living room, that's where we're going to be putting carpet. So here's our bedroom and here's our living room. So because these are the 2 rooms that are going to use carpet, those are the 2 areas that I need to add together. So I need to add the area of the square and the area of one triangle. So the area of my square is 121. The area of one triangle is 52.8. And if I add those together, 121 plus 52.8 gives me 173.8. So the area for the carpet is 173.8 meters squared. So that's the carpeted area. So now I need to find the tile area next. And again, if you forgot what parts are tiled, well, let's go look. You will also install new tiles in each kitchen and bathroom. So where's my kitchen at? Up here. Where's the bathroom at? Over here. So the kitchen is the pentagon and the bathroom is a triangle. So that tells me that I need to add the areas of the pentagon and another triangle together. So the area of the pentagon is 209. The area of a triangle is 52.8. So now if I add those together, 209 plus 52.8 gives me 261.8. 261.8. And again, this is meters squared. So the last thing we need to do is find the final price of my house. In order to do that though, I need to consider the sales price of my house and then the price of all of the floors that I'm going to fix. Now, in order to find the price of the floors, I need to take into account how much it costs to replace each square meter of floor. Since we're using meters here, we're going to be using this price and this price right here. We're going to forget about this because we're not using square feet here. We're using square meters. Now, in your assignment, you might be using square feet. So keep that in mind as you find the price. So for carpet, it's going to cost us $4.40 per square meter. So let's start with that first. So I know that the area of carpet that I have is 173.8. And I'll write carpet up here. Now, since my cost for carpet is $4.40 per square meter, and we can verify that back here, then that means that I need to multiply these two to find the total cost of replacing the carpet. So let's go to our calculator. We have 173.8 times $4.40. That gives us 764.72. $764.72. And now I'm going to do the same thing with tile. I need to calculate how much is it going to cost me to replace the tile. So I start with 261.8 because that's the tile, the area of tile that I have. And the price for tile is $9.42 per square meter. So I'm going to multiply this by 9.42. So let's go in our calculator. 261.8 times 9.42. That gives me 2,466 and 16 cents. I'm going to round that. So 2,466 and 16 cents. Very expensive. If you're ever going to replace a floor, yes, it does cost this much. So I'm going to add the cost of the tile with the cost of the carpet and add those to the sales price of the house, which is $107,100. Then I'm going to add the cost of tile, and add the cost of carpet. I'm going to add those together. I'm going to go to my calculator for this. So 107,100 plus 2,466.16 plus 764.72. I add those together, and it's 110,330 with 88 cents. 110,330 with 88 cents. So that's pretty expensive. But in our day, that's actually a pretty cheap house. So it's actually a pretty good deal. 110,330 with 88 cents. And so that's our final price, and we're done. So once you have the final price, that's all we're looking for. And we'll do the same thing for the next house. So this is what we're going to be doing for our project here for Funky Houses. So while you're doing this, keep in mind all of the things that I showed you here. Use this example to help you in your houses. So here's a couple of things that I want you guys to take away from this. Make sure that you're finding the area of each shape separately. That's how we're going to start out. Remember, we need to start by identifying all of our shapes and then finding out the area of each shape individually. The other thing is we need to identify which rooms will have carpet and which rooms will have tile. So remember, take a look at your instructions. Make sure you underline, highlight whatever you need to know that difference. And finally, remember your units. The prices are different depending on the units that we use. So if you're using square feet, make sure you use these prices. But if you're using square meter, then use those prices. So that's it. If you guys have questions, again, please reach out to us on Remind. Attend the live tutoring sessions. I posted the schedule for that there. Remember, that is different from last week. So make sure you take a look at it. All right? So have fun, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.